the lights of Hollywood have a strange way of hiding the things that matter most. For decades, audiences watched one man transform into unforgettable characters, heroes, outsiders, dreamers, and sometimes deeply flawed souls. But behind the performances of Dustin Hoffman, there was a quiet reflection that would come much later in life. Now, at 84, the legendary actor has spoken about a moment in his long career that still lingers in his mind. Not a failure, not a scandal, but a choice. A decision made in the rush of Hollywood success that, according to Hoffman himself, became a regret he carried for years. To understand that moment, we have to go back to the beginning, long before the awards, the applause, and the reputation as one of the greatest actors of his generation. Dustin Hoffman was born in Los Angeles in 1937, but the path to Hollywood fame was anything but easy. As a young man, he didn't look like the traditional movie star of the era. In an industry dominated by tall, polished leading men, Hoffman appeared different, shorter, more unconventional, and often underestimated. Early in his career, he struggled to find roles. He studied acting intensely, eventually training at the Pasadena Playhouse, where he met other aspiring performers who would later become legends themselves. But while some of his peers quickly found opportunities, Hoffman faced rejection after rejection. For years, he worked small jobs and performed in theater productions, slowly building his craft. Many casting directors reportedly believed he simply didn't fit the Hollywood image. Then, everything changed. In 1967, Hoffman landed the role that would transform his life forever. He starred in the groundbreaking film The Graduate, playing the awkward and confused college graduate Benjamin Braddock. The film captured the spirit of a generation questioning authority and tradition. Audiences connected instantly. The performance turned Dustin Hoffman into an overnight sensation and redefined what a leading man could look like in American cinema. Suddenly, Hollywood saw him differently. In the years that followed, Hoffman built one of the most remarkable careers in film history. Movies like Midnight Cowboy, Kramer vs. Kramer, and Rain Man showcased his extraordinary range, earning him critical acclaim and multiple Academy Awards. But behind that success, the pressure to choose the right roles never disappeared. According to stories shared in interviews over the years, Hoffman once reflected on turning down certain projects early in his career, films that later became cultural landmarks. While he rarely frames these moments with bitterness, he has acknowledged that there are choices he sometimes wishes he had approached differently. Those who worked closely with him often described Hoffman as deeply thoughtful about his craft. Directors and fellow actors recall that he analyzed scripts with intense care, sometimes worrying whether a role truly deserved his time. Yet in Hollywood, timing can change everything. One project passed over, one opportunity declined, and another actor might step in to create something unforgettable. Hoffman himself has suggested that his greatest regret was not about fame or awards, but about moments when fear or uncertainty may have influenced his decisions. Still, what followed those choices helped shape a career unlike almost any other. Over the decades, Hoffman continued taking bold roles that challenged audiences and critics alike. He portrayed complicated characters, people who were vulnerable, flawed, and deeply human. That honesty became his signature. By the time he entered his later years, Hoffman's legacy had already become secure. Generations of actors cited his performances as inspiration, and film historians frequently place him among the defining performers of modern cinema. Looking back now, Hoffman speaks about those career decisions with perspective rather than regret alone. Because in many ways, every choice, good or bad, helped lead him toward the roles that defined his career. And perhaps that's the quiet truth hidden inside Hollywood's success. Sometimes the paths we don't take are just as important as the ones we do. Dustin Hoffman's journey reminds us that even the greatest artists carry doubts about the past. But those doubts can also become part of the story that shapes their legacy. And in the end, it's that humanity, those moments of uncertainty, that make the performances feel so real. If you enjoyed this cinematic story about one of Hollywood's most legendary actors, share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more untold stories from the golden age of film.